I'm just going through it today, and instead of faking it and making a video that I'm not feeling like making, I'm just gonna sit down and talk with you guys through some things that I'm feeling right now, because I know that I'm not the only one that feels these feelings sometimes. I'm really good at sharing vulnerable parts of my life with people after the fact. I'm really good at sharing things that I've been through in the past that I've gotten over. However, I am not so great at being vulnerable when I am going through the struggle, if that makes sense. So this is me challenging myself to talk about a struggle I'm going through as I'm going through it. I woke up in a great mood. I was so excited because I haven't been to a gym since summer, and I booked a reservation at one of my school gyms today, and I was so excited to go. I was like, this is gonna be the best workout I've had in months. Automatically walking into the gym, I've talked about this in other videos, but I have some sort of body dysmorphia or dissociation with my body. Like, I don't know what it looks like, and so looking in mirrors is very weird for me. And obviously in gyms there's mirrors everywhere, so automatically looking in the mirror, when I got there, it kind of just threw me off because I was like, I don't like looking in the mirror. And during the whole workout, yes, I could try to like face away from the mirror, but like that's kind of weird if I'm facing the gym when everyone that is using dumbbells is facing the mirror. So there were times where I was looking at myself in the mirror, because I do like to watch myself when I'm doing exercises just to see my form, but that just kept throwing me off. I just kept looking back at my figure in the mirror and judging myself, critiquing myself, of course, and it started to get to me the more and more I looked in the mirror, and it was honestly ruining my whole workout. I don't go to gyms regularly. Like during summer when I was going to the gym, we just have a gym at my house that's, you know, it has dumbbells and barbells and things like that, and so I have never had like a gym membership before other than a CrossFit box, which is different than a traditional gym. So I'm not used to like the gym atmosphere, right? And I did not realize how much being in a gym makes you self-conscious of your body, because everyone there is working on their body, if that makes sense. Like being there, it felt like every time someone looked at me, they didn't just look at me, they looked at my body, and I was like, oh my gosh, let me just work out. Like it just felt like that was how people judged people at the gym. That threw me off so much the entire time that I was there. I hated it. It was not the best workout I've had in months. It was the worst workout I've had in months. Not to mention there was 1,000 people in the gym, so I couldn't even get any barbells or anything like that because everything was just full. But that hour that I was there, I have just not been able to turn my mood around since I went to the gym. I've been feeling so insecure about my body. I had to turn my mirror that I have in my apartment around because I just kept looking at it and being like, do I really look like that? And again, in every single mirror that I look in, I look completely different. And so looking in the mirror when I got back to my apartment, it didn't look like what I looked like at the gym. And it just throws me off so much. And I just went down this spiral of being like, what do I look like? Like, did I actually look like that? I don't want to look like that. I've changed so much since I moved to LA, which is kind of another thing getting in my head today. My body has changed a lot since I moved here, which is so reasonable because one, I am not exercising as much as I did over summer because I just don't have the time, because I'm going to classes and I actually have a schedule every single day now. And also my workouts are completely different because I don't have a gym. I'm just doing workouts in my apartment, so obviously my body's going to change because I'm not doing the same sort of movements that I was doing over summer. So it's totally reasonable that my body has changed, but it doesn't make it any easier to accept, you know what I mean? And honestly, I've been doing super well with my body image the past few months. Like I know that my body is changing, but I haven't been hard on myself at all. I've just been enjoying the movement that I am doing, and yes, I miss the gym, but at the same time I'm like, it's just a phase, like I'm still enjoying my life, yada yada. But it just felt like the second that I looked in that mirror at the gym and I saw that that's what my body was looking like now, everything that really wasn't bothering me started to bother me, if that makes sense, and everything started to get to my head, and I just started critiquing every single thing about myself and being like, oh, maybe I don't like my body now. Oh, maybe I really miss the way that I used to look. I don't know if anyone else feels this way, but I don't even judge myself comparatively to other people. Like that's not something I struggle with, is comparing myself to other people in terms of body. That's just not something I do, but I compare myself to my old body so much. That is my comparison game that I have to work through, is comparing my body to different versions of my body when I was in different phases of my life. Like when I was a competitive swimmer, obviously my body's gonna look different when I'm swimming for hours a day as opposed to not doing that. And, you know, over summer when I had more time to exercise and I was doing more weightlifting and just different forms of movement, I really struggle with comparing my body to past versions of my body because I know that I can look like that. It's possible because I have looked like that. I have been doing so well, and it just really frustrates me when I go back. Do you know what I mean? Like, I know that self-love and I know that recovery is not linear, but when I have made such great strides in the past few months, it's just such a bummer when I have a day that it feels like I'm going backwards because I don't want to go backwards. It sucks. It sucks to feel this way. I'm really grateful that I am so independent. I'm so grateful for my relationship with myself, but sometimes it definitely feels super heavy to know that I'm so independent that I really don't have other people in my life that I can lean on days like this. Sometimes the weight that you're carrying, you just wanna put it down for a second. You just wanna hand it to someone else for even just a day, take a little break, prepare, and then put the weight back on. But when you're all by yourself, you develop this strength and perseverance because you have to carry this weight all the time. But it does get super heavy sometimes, and sometimes I just wish that I could give it to someone for a day. Genuinely, when I say I'm okay, I normally mean it. It's just that sometimes I wish someone could love on me. You know what I mean? Need a little extra love today, and I'm grateful because it's pushing me to give that love to myself. It's just sometimes it gets lonely by yourself on days when you just wish that there was someone else. I'm literally writing a paper right now about this exact thing, just about body image and how society has put these unrealistic expectations on us, etc., etc. I wrote like 2,000 words about it this morning, which is so ironic because the day that I'm writing that paper, feeling so confident about the words that I'm saying, I don't even take the advice that I'm writing about. And it's okay. It's okay to have these days, and I want to be more graceful with myself. You don't want to sit in those negative emotions too much because they're not fun, but it's important to sit with them and not just push them away and be like, okay, nope, we don't want to be sad, we gotta move past this, what can cheer us up? I always try to work through my feelings and just tell myself positive thoughts and try to cover it up, and there just needs to be a better balance in my life of allowing myself to feel the negative feelings without feeling the need to rush through them and cover them up with positive affirmations. Because yes, positive thoughts are awesome, but not when they don't allow you to feel how you're actually feeling because you're making yourself pretend like you're happy. Does that make sense? I've been posting so many things about how happy I am, and those are all true. I'm not putting up this false narrative on social media. I genuinely have been feeling so happy, but I feel like it would be disingenuous for me to only post about those days and then have a day like this and ignore it and then continue to post about the happy days, because it's not like that all the time. And I literally posted 2 weeks ago about how I'm at the best point in my whole life with my relationship with myself and my body, etc., etc. And now I'm feeling this way. Like, it goes in cycles, it's not linear, and we're all gonna have these days, and it's okay to allow yourself to have these days. You don't need to rush through them, but know that they will pass. I promise I will be back with a more entertaining video next week. I appreciate y'all supporting me and allowing me to have these days where I'm just sitting down and talking and being authentic. I have days like this, but I'm also a super happy person. I love my life and I love myself and I love my body. Recovery is not linear. Love you guys so much. Talk to you next week. Bye.